A new chapter is being written in the Middle East. Peace is happening. I have something very important to say about the Palestinians regarding peace, so keep watching, and right now, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every click will help bring peace. First of all, President Trump has been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize by a Norwegian official following the Israel-UAE peace agreement. Now, whether you like him or not, President Trump has done a tremendous work in bringing peace not just to the Middle East, but to the world, especially now with the agreement between Serbia and Kosovo. It can't be ignored, only by ignorance. Now, it's okay to criticize a leader, and a very healthy thing to do. But there is a difference between criticism and hatred, because criticism is meant to help the leader make things right or better, while hatred is focused on destroying the leader. Now, let me know in the comment section, what do you think about President Trump regarding peace? Whether you love him or hate him, I am super curious to read your opinion. Now, regarding the peace agreement. The official peace agreement ceremony between Israel and the UAE will take place at the White House on September 15 next week. Prime Minister Hananya will bring an official delegation from Israel, and the Foreign Minister of the UAE, Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed, will bring an official delegation too. Just 1 week after the ceremony, on September 22, an official delegation from the UAE will travel to Israel to advance the cooperation between the countries. This week, there was a delegation from Israel headed by the two biggest banks in Israel to advance the economic aspect of peace. I honestly can't wait for the skies to reopen so that I could visit my new friends in the UAE and, of course, create awesome videos for you guys. And now to the core of this video, to the elephant in the room, the Palestinian leadership. Mahmoud Abbas tried to get the Arab League. Now it's funny, I'm laughing because they are always trying to condemn peace instead of making peace. Now Mahmoud Abbas tried to get the Arab League to condemn the peace agreement between Israel and the UAE. The Palestinians proposed a resolution condemning the peace agreement before the Arab League, but the Arab League refused to condemn it. And it's actually funny how the Palestinians are easily misleading the UN and the EU, but not their neighbors in the Arab League. It says a lot about how they are perceived in the Middle East. Think about it. The Palestinians need to realize something, and they need to realize it fast. The days they were the gate that stops Arabs from establishing relations with Israel are over. Israel had offered the Palestinians multiple peace offers throughout the history. Some offers were even too generous in my opinion, like going back to the 67 lines. And they kept on saying no. The Palestinian Authority would rather travel over 5,000 miles to the UN General Assembly to tell everyone how much they desire to make peace, but they refuse to drive 20 minutes from Ramallah to Jerusalem to actually talk peace. It's very simple. They are not interested in peace with Israel. They want peace without Israel. Palestinian leaders are benefiting from the conflict with all the foreign aid that they are getting and putting inside their pockets instead of investing it in their people. The Palestinian leaders have a history of spitting on everyone that had helped them and is helping them right now. The UAE has given the Palestinians over $1 billion in aid between the years 2007 and 2012. How did the Palestinians thank them? They burnt images of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed and the flags of the UAE for establishing relations with Israel. Saudi Arabia is giving the Palestinians millions of dollars every year. How do the Palestinians thank them? They burnt images of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman when he dared to say that Israel has the right to exist. So guess what? The Arab world does not respect them any longer, even though they want to help them. Because the Palestinians proved time and time again that they are not interested in peace with Israel. And the Arab world is actually interested in peace with Israel and does not want to miss historic opportunities in the region only because the Palestinians don't want to. They are basically saying, if the Palestinians want to be left behind, let them. We are moving forward. So, if the Palestinian leadership doesn't want to be left behind, they need to wake up and understand that they need to neglect their path of terror, incitement, and stop playing the victims. Peace can only be achieved if instead of looking backwards, we look forward.